Hi, my name is Lynn O'Shaughnessy of thecollegesolution.com, and today I have a special guest, Susan Knoppow, who is one of the co-founders of WOW Writing Workshop in Detroit. And Susan helps students from all over the world improve or write their college essay. So today I'm asking Susan for some tips on what students can do to successfully get through this essay process, because I know it's a very stressful, one of the most stressful parts of the college admission process. So Susan, maybe you can help us to reduce some of that stress level for the teenagers out there watching this.
Terrific. Thanks, Lynn. We work with dozens, hundreds of students all over the country, all over the world, and without fail, they have the same concern. The first question they ask us is, what should I write about? And our answer may sound flip, but the answer is, you should write about you. And they look and they say, well, I know that, but what should I write about? And they start listing all of their activities and their accomplishments. They want to send us their resumes. They want to give us every award they've ever won. And my first question after that back is, what do you want readers to know about you that they can't find out from the rest of your application? For those of you who are applying using the Common Application, it's part of the question. It's the part of the question that everyone seems to skip. You go down to the 5 options and don't even read the introductory question, which is, tell us something about yourself that we couldn't find out from, and there's a list of things. There's, all of your activities and your classes and what school you go to and which AP classes you took and all of these things. What do you want me to know about you? And what we tell our students is they're asking for characteristics. This is true of any personal statement. The idea is reflect. Give us something about your characteristics. Who are you? Not what you've done. There's 100 ways for schools to find out what you've done. There are spaces on applications for that. But when you look a lot like a lot of other people, they want to know who you are. Are you thoughtful? Are you insightful? Are you a leader? Are you a great team player? Did you used to be excruciatingly shy, but you learned how to speak up because when you believe in something, you don't want to give up? Who are you? What's meaningful about you? And then, what should I write about comes down to, how can you illustrate that characteristic? How can you show me that aspect of yourself? And really, that's where the conversation has to begin. So if you're not sure what to write about, start thinking about who you are and what you'd like admissions officers to know about you, and then sit down with someone you trust and have that conversation. Can you help me think of some times when I, fill in the blank, didn't give up on something I cared about, looked beyond myself and was interested in somebody else outside of me, if that's what you want them to know. Whatever it is you want them to know, find examples and stories. And then students will say, well, I have all these ideas. Which one should I choose? And my answer always is, pick the one you can write about most easily. There are no bad choices. They're all fine. The one that makes your eyes light up, the one that gets you talking more quickly and more excitedly, that's the one you should choose, because that's the one that you'll be able to write about with passion and emotion, and where you will come across on the page as someone interesting and worth knowing. I think another piece of advice, so once you've chosen this topic, we really recommend that you dive in and look for great details. Don't just start writing an essay. In fact, you could wipe that word essay out of your vocabulary if it makes you think about English papers. This is not like that. There is no formula. You don't know what you need to say until you say it. I'm a writer. I'm a writing teacher. I don't know what I have to say until I say it, until I start writing it, until I really explore it and look at it and think about it. So let yourself write. Just write freely about the topic, whatever the event or experience that you want to share with admissions readers. Write about it. Set a timer for 10 minutes and just write and see what comes out. See what kind of details come through and how you can really express yourself. Once you have that and you have a sense of why you're telling the story and what you want to talk about, then it's time to write. And we use a 10-step process with our students, and they don't write a first draft until step 5.
Oh, wow.
Because they can't write a first draft until step 5. We teach them to think like writers. And just because the novel started with chapter 1 doesn't mean that the author started there when he
True.
wrote it.
When I write books, I never start at the beginning.
Right.
I never do. I just start someplace.
You start someplace because you got to get into it, right?
You got to start somewhere. I start where I think it's going to be the easiest place to start.
Exactly. And you can do this with a 600-word college essay as well.
Interesting. Okay. Any other tips you have for students? Those are great tips. Anything else?
Yeah. Looking for readers. Everyone wants someone else to look at their essay, which we absolutely recommend. Don't just write it and send it in. Make sure, always put it aside. Here's what we say, and this is what I do as a writer as well. I have a business partner who's also a writer, and even if we write a blog for our website, the rule is write it, put it away for a day, read it again, and then show it to someone else. So when my partner Kim will say, I've got something for you to read, I say, did you write it yesterday or today? Oh, I wrote it today. I said, I'll look at it tomorrow after you've read it again. Because you'll notice things that you didn't see the first time. So give yourself a day, read it again, make whatever adjustments you want. When you are, the way you know you're ready to share it, beyond maybe someone who's helping you actually write the essay, if you're getting that kind of assistance, which you can have or you don't have to have. When you're really ready to show it to a parent, to a teacher, to a counselor, here's the test. If you can respectfully decline any advice that's not helpful to you. So if your dad says, I really think you should have written about that great tennis match that you won, and you've written about the time you babysat your little sister and had to sing 500 songs to get her to go to sleep, if you know that the reason you are doing that is because you traditionally have not been patient and you were extraordinarily patient that night, and your story conveys that, then you can respectfully decline his recommendation. Because maybe he doesn't understand that this is not a place to showcase your magnificent accomplishments. Right. There's other places for that.
And that's kind of a non-starter, too, with colleges. Like, I won the big tournament.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my gosh, that's not a good topic. Don't do that topic.
Don't tell me that story again. Unless something really meaningful happened to you, and it happened to have occurred at the big tournament. Right. If it could have happened at your worst match ever, and you had the same lesson, then it's a good story. It's a story about you. If it's about winning the match, then it's not a story about you, it's a story about winning a match. And that's fine, but that's not going to help you. Right. It's not going to hurt you, but it's not going to help you. And this is an opportunity. So one test is, can you respectfully decline advice that isn't going to help? Which means you need to know why you told the story, what you wanted to convey, why you're telling the story. And secondly, when you can also graciously accept any feedback that is helpful. So if your dad says, I can see that you really want to show how you've developed your patience, and that's beautiful, but you spend so much time listing the songs you sang that I never get to that, that's good feedback. Right. That's helpful. Ask your parents and readers to put their red pens down, to just read and answer this question, do you know why I told this story? If they can answer that question and it matches why you told the story, then you know you're on track. The rest of it, the editorial stuff, while your readers, your admissions reps care that you can express yourself in written English, they are not English teachers. They are not looking for misplaced semicolons. They are not going to throw you out because your paragraph break was maybe not the most perfect one. It's interesting to me. We work with students from beginning to end. We train professionals. We do a lot of different kinds of work. But one of the things we also do is we read essays once students have completed them. They send them to us for review. And we'll ask them, what would you like us to pay attention to? What's important to you? And invariably the questions have to do with grammar and structure. Do you like paragraph 2? Are my sentences varied enough? And of course, we will look for those things, but our responses are much broader. And it's fascinating to me every year to see how little students understand about the purpose of these written personal statements. So remember, it's a story about you, in your words, in your voice. And if you'd like more resources, you can go to our website. We have lots of great blog posts. We have a free ebook called How to Write Your Way into College. And we welcome your questions and your comments. If there's things you're wondering about, go to wowwritingworkshop.com. Send them to us, and we will respond.
Right. Well, thanks, Susan, so much. I really appreciate those are wonderful tips for students, and I hope they take them to heart and have a much easier time with their college essay.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.